Right now we want to check in with Tony for the very latest on if the rest of the storm is going to move out soon.
Well, Danielle, we still have several more hours of at least some moderate to at times heavy snow. That'll be pulling out shortly, but the wind speeds will be gusty all day long. That'll cause some blowing and drifting. Some new information coming in on social media. Attleboro High School now will serve as a regional shelter. Also going to report that Route 24 in Fall River closed due to downed power lines. Of course, we've seen that all across the area, not just in Rhode Island, but really statewide and all across southern New England. We'll start with live pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. We're now in the back edge of the storm system. We're still getting some bands of snow, some of these darker blues. Here's one band now out across eastern Massachusetts where this is probably a snowfall rate of about 1 inch per hour. And then notice there's a little bit of a lull in the precipitation to the point where it's either shut off or it's extremely light, and that's over most of Rhode Island right now. The visibility actually in Providence is pretty good. And then this is the last heavy band of snow. It's in nearby eastern Connecticut. This will be sliding through, so those communities that have light snow or either nothing right now, this will tend to you'll tend to get one more heavier band come through. Then once this passes through, after that it's pretty much a done deal as far as any steady snow, and things will quiet down. But it's right in here in the Providence metro area where there's been a lull to the point where, well, the visibility improved a little bit, but we're still getting at least some bands of light snow along with that strong gusty wind. So keep in mind, even when the snow comes to an end, what's on the ground, and obviously there's a lot of it, will continue to blow and drift. I want to show this picture one more time because I mean, you want to talk about a picture worth 1,000 words as far as the vast amount and the weight of this heavy snow. This is in Coventry with a little over 2 feet of snow. Now this is obviously, it's on a picnic table, but this is the kind of snow load that we're getting on evergreens and tree limbs and things like that. And that's why we have the power outages, the weight of the snow and the strength of some of these winds. Futurecast starts off at around 11 o'clock this morning, and what's left of that heavier band of snow in eastern Connecticut by 11 a.m. and beyond is pushing out towards east coastal Massachusetts and eventually heading out to sea. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, most of Rhode Island is starting to dry out. Still some leftover snow showers, east coastal Mass out towards the Cape and the islands. But you see the thinning of the cloud cover mid-afternoon, clearing late in the day. We'll see a sneak peek of sun before it sets later in the day, and then clearing skies this evening and right on through the overnight as the back edge of the storm pulls away. But even with the storm moving out, we'll still feel the influence of some pretty strong wind, and that will continue to cause some blowing and some drifting. Only 24 today with light snow showers, blowing and drifting snow, wind chills near the single digits or around 0. And then tonight, very cold, bitter cold under clear skies, temperatures in the single digits, still with a gusty breeze that will be coming down. Wind chill temperatures will be running close to 0. And that's really been the big problem here, is that so many folks without power or heat. We've received emails of people telling us, you know, the temperature in my house is only 45 degrees, and unfortunately we're forecasting bitter cold temperatures for the overnight, and it only recovers to 34 tomorrow, but at least we have some sunshine on a much lighter wind out of the northwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And temperatures really have dropped rapidly in the last 6 to 8 hours, with many locations struggling to get above 25. And again, when you throw in that wind, it is a bitter cold day. And the wind speeds have been very impressive, along with the snow. As we talked about last couple of nights, we're anticipating hurricane force winds, and the highest wind speed, almost much like what we had with Hurricane Sandy, 84-mile-an-hour gusts in Hyannis, Buzzards Bay, hurricane force, Jamestown, Fall River, Providence, westerly, gusting between 50 to almost 70 miles per hour. And that's why we have the widespread power outages, and not just bringing down, you know, branches here and there, but actually whole trees as well, and why it's you know, it's dangerous to be outside, because these trees are weighted down with all this snow, and the wind is still gusty. So even at this hour, we're still getting reports of either lines coming down or branches or trees coming down as well. Other big weather story, at least for east coastal Massachusetts, has been for some significant coastal flooding that does not include our South Shore. We were very lucky on the South Shore of Rhode Island. We were never really expecting any serious flooding here, but it continues across east coastal Massachusetts as the storm spins off the coastline, off the coast of Cape Cod and Maine, and it starts to pull away, but behind it, the winds remain. very, very strong. And as you can see, as far as travel conditions, they are poor right through the afternoon, especially the side streets. With no surprise after a big storm like this, the highways are usually the first to get in better shape before the neighborhood streets, which are impassable in many spots, and only fair to pour by 8 o'clock in the evening. And the reason why is we'll have these strong winds causing blowing and drifting of the snow. The plows come by, they clear the road, the wind blows the snow back over the road. Better weather on Sunday with some sunshine, and temperatures recover a little bit. They finally get above freezing by around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but still a chilly day. But at least we've got some sunshine and dry weather for the cleanup, which obviously will take several days, especially in terms of power lines and tree damage. Danielle?